Hello and welcome to the news at 6 on 3FM 92.7. We are also live on Kesmi 107.1 FM and streaming live on Facebook at 3FM 927. Coming up this morning, Parliament is officially set to resume sitting on Tuesday, October 21st after Speaker's indefinite suspension. Also, police detained two nannies for allegedly giving sleep-inducing drugs to their employer's 2-year-old twins.
Subsequent inquiries revealed that the nannies had been administering a medication suspected to be used in their daily milk.
And much later, we talk to you about the Black Stars after they thrashed Central African Republic by 5-0 to secure one leg in next year's World Cup.
So we knew that this was our only chance to redeem ourselves, and I feel like it wasn't only me. I feel like everyone was committed to the cause, and
we have details of these stories and others coming up shortly if you stay with us. Thank you. And now the details. The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin, has announced Tuesday, 21st October 2025, as the new date for the commencement of the third meeting of the first session of the 9th Parliament. This follows the suspension of the meeting, which had initially been scheduled to begin on October 14th. A notice from the Speaker's office dated 18th October 2025 confirmed the decision. It replaced an earlier notice dated 6th October 2025, which indefinitely suspended the sitting and triggered widespread political discussion. In the 6th October announcement, Mr. Bagbin explained that the suspension was due to circumstances beyond his control, without providing further details. This lack of clarity quickly fueled public and political speculation. Some lawmakers suggested the decision was linked to ongoing disagreement with the leadership or within the leadership of Parliament, while others pointed to logistical and administrative challenges related to preparations for the 2026 budget presentation. Now, the President, John Dramani Mahama, is also set to meet with the Chief Justice, the Attorney General, and other key stakeholders on Thursday to discuss what he describes as a final solution to the recurring mismanagement of public funds every year in the Auditor General's report. Speaking at the 12th Annual Conference of Chairpersons of Governing Boards and Councils, Chief Directors and Chief Executives organized by the Public Services Commission of Ghana in Ho, the President said the meeting will also focus on fast-tracking the prosecution of individuals implicated in such report.
A meeting on Thursday with the Chief Justice, the Attorney General, and others to find a final solution to this Auditor General's report. That persons who are found guilty of infractions or do not follow due procedure or lead to loss of public resources, we must have a fast-track process to Nsawam. Fast track before you see you in Nsawam, 6 months. Until we do that, until there's a deterrent, we're going to come every year and they say total misappropriation and infractions of found out by the Auditor General is about 15 billion cedis. I mean, if we save 15 billion cedis, can you imagine what it could do?
And you heard there, that was the voice of the President, John Dramani Mahama, but still with him because he has named 18 individuals to serve as deputy heads of mission in Ghana's diplomatic missions around the world as part of effort to strengthen the country's foreign relations and international representation. In a letter dated September 11th, 2025, signed by Callistus Mahama, Doctor, Secretary to the President, and addressed to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the President directed that the necessary steps be taken to facilitate the key appointment. Key among the appointees are General Thomas Opompepra, a former Chief of Defense Staff, and the former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who has been appointed Deputy Head of Mission to Canada, and Ben Doche Malo, a former Presidential Communications Advisor, who will also serve as Deputy Head of Mission to the United States of America. Other notable appointments include Dr. Palma Apiajan to Germany, Francisca Lisa Patois-Jakon, Switzerland, and then Harry Zavon, PhD, China, Suleimana Ibn Idrisu, India, Aquinas Kwanzaa, United Kingdom, George Harrison, South Korea, and Jamilatu Amadou, United Arab Emirates. There are other appointments when you check our website 3news.com, but the appointment, according to the presidency, forms part of ongoing effort to enhance Ghana's diplomatic engagement and deepen bilateral relations with strategic partners across Europe, Asia, and the Americas. In other stories, barely a month after being released on bail by an Accra Circuit Court over charges of publication of false news on offensive conduct due to the breach of peace, NPP's Bono Regional Chairman Kwame Bafo, also known as Abronye DC, has been picked up again. Abronye was arrested on Wednesday, October 8th, and charged with publication of false news with the intent to create fear and panic and offensive conduct, to wit, insulting, and has been granted a bail of 1 million cedis with 2 sureties. He has since met his bail conditions and has been released from the CID police headquarters. This will be the second time the NPP Bono chair is being arrested in a space of 3 weeks. In more stories this morning, 2 nannies have been arrested for allegedly giving sleep-inducing drugs to their employer's 2-year-old twin sons and subjecting them to various abuses, such as heating their hands in fire. They administered the medication to the toddlers to make them sleep for extended hours so they could attend to other house chores. This is a story that I found. One of the suspects, Francisca Boache, aged 30, is a student nurse from Konongo in the Ashanti region. Her accomplice, Harriet Ansa, aged 31, is from Jasikan in the Volta region. Both admitted to mixing the drugs in the children's food and calling them derogatory names over the past 8 months of working for their employer.
The businesswoman, a 40-year-old who is a complainant, reported to the police that she had observed unusual drowsiness and behavioral changes in her 2 sons during the month of September 2025. Now, subsequent inquiries revealed that the nannies had been administering a medication suspected to be used in their daily milk for the past 7 to 8 months. And they do this without the consent of the employer, that is the complainant. And this, they say, makes the children sleep for extended hours so they could attend to other house chores. Police investigations has further revealed that one of the accused persons, Harriet Ansa, who has administered to mixing the drugs or the suspected substance in the children's food, claims she inherited the practice from her colleague Francisca Boache.
And that was the voice of Superintendent Juliana Oben, who is the Director of Public Affairs for the Accra Regional Police Command. And also the correction is that Jasikan is in the OT region and not in the Volta region. The Health Facilities Regulatory Agency, HEFRA, has shut down 17 unlicensed health facilities operating in the Greater Accra region for various infractions. The exercise being undertaken within the region, according to the CEO of HEFRA, Dr. Winfred Barr, will continue in other regions in the country to ensure the system is sanitized. It is a nationwide campaign to ensure the safety of the general public in accessing quality health care during their vulnerable moment. Starting from the Greater Accra region, 17 health provider facilities have so far been shut down in an exercise which started on Monday, October 6th. These are facilities either operating without licenses or have defaulted in renewing their licenses for years. With assistance from the police, officials from the Health Facilities and Regulatory Authority were able to enforce their mandate. Managers of some of the facilities tried to resist the action as patients seek their services. The manager of the Accra Mall branch of the Life Healthcare Center, which had 3 of its branches closed in the exercise, Harry Glover, is mindful of their actions.
He said you've not done the inspection, which we are in line to do the inspection. We fill the forms, everything's waiting for them to do the inspection. But they said we've paid our retention till date. So they said retention is different from inspection. It's about the renewal of the license. because we showed them first they said we should show any license we have. We showed it. They now say we should show their renewal. We showed their renewal. They said they've not done inspection.
But CEO of the regulatory body, Dr. Winfred Barr, affirms the authority's commitment to ensure the system is sanitized.
Recently, we've noticed that a lot of facilities are operating either without license or some with expired licenses.
And to one of our headline stories, the Black Stars of Ghana hammered Central African Republic 5-0 on match day 9 of the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers as Stade d'Honneur de Mekane in Morocco on Wednesday. The dominant win means the Black Stars now lead Group 1 with 22 points and are on the verge of securing automatic World Cup qualification. Here is the captain of Black Stars and former captain Asamoah Gyan speaking after the match.
So we knew that this was our only chance to redeem ourselves, and I feel like it wasn't only me. I feel like everyone was committed to the cause, and everyone was ready for the challenge. And I've come a long way with the national team, so it's part of me. The national team is part of me, and I really take it to heart, obviously. And I'm at a stage where I needed to.
All right, and so that was the voice of the captain of the Black Stars. We couldn't bring it out of Asamoah Gyan because of time, but here is the end to the 6 a.m. news on 3FM 92.7 with me, Christian Yalley. Business is up next.
FM 92.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
And hello there, good morning and welcome to the business news on Sunrise. Coming up, Ghana signs fifth bilateral debt restructuring agreement with Spain to strengthen economic recovery efforts. And Public Interest and Accountability Committee PIAC's budget woes return as new law cuts off petroleum funds.
We are in October. We should have done more than 4 or 5 district engagements by now. We should have done some regional engagements. We should have met our constituent bodies.
Plus, 2025 Cocoa Barometer report finds poverty persists for cocoa farmers despite price surge. I am Michael Obodu. Details coming up shortly. Please don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for your time. Straight into our top story. Ghana has signed its latest bilateral debt restructuring agreement, this time with the Kingdom of Spain, as part of ongoing efforts to restore debt sustainability and anchor the country's economic recovery. This marks the fifth such deal concluded under the country's official creditor framework. This News Desk report has more.
The agreement was signed in Accra by the Minister for Finance, Dr. Kasiela Toforsen, on behalf of the government of Ghana and the Spanish ambassador, His Excellency Angel Lozada Torres Quevedo, representing Spain. The finance minister said the move forms part of government's wider efforts to ensure long-term debt sustainability and economic stability. He noted that Ghana is determined to conclude all remaining restructuring processes before the end of the year to pave the way for renewed investor confidence and growth. Dr. Forsen also expressed gratitude to Spain for its cooperation and support throughout the process. On his part, the Spanish ambassador commended Ghana for its steady
And That was a 3 Business News Desk report. Now, meanwhile, the World Bank's October 2025 Africa's Pulse report projects Ghana's year-end inflation rate to be 15.4%. This forecast contradicts the Bank of Ghana's consistent position that inflation will drop to single digits by the close of 2025. The upward projection indicates persistent price pressures despite government stabilization efforts.
The World Bank is projecting a brighter outlook for Ghana's economy, forecasting a 4.3% growth rate by the end of 2025. That's an upward revision from its previous estimate of 3.9% and slightly above government's 4.4% growth target in the 2025 budget. According to the latest Africa's Pulse report released in Washington, Ghana's growth prospects are being driven by a robust services sector, which expanded by 9.9% in the second quarter of the year. The bank expects further growth of 4.6% in 2026 and 4.8% in 2027. It also projects inflation to end 2025 at 15.4%, although the Bank of Ghana maintains that inflation will fall to single digits by year end. The report highlights the cedi's strong performance, appreciating over 20% in the first 8 months of 2025, supported by tighter fiscal discipline, higher export earnings, and improved market confidence after Ghana's debt restructuring. It also confirms that Ghana has exited the debt distress category, but warns of refinancing risks, including a $500 million Eurobond maturing next year. Meanwhile, business confidence continues to strengthen, with the Purchasing Managers Index rising to 50.8 in August, signaling steady job creation and improved operating conditions.
And that was a 3 Business News Desk report. Now, the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC, is warning that its ability to conduct effective oversight is being severely compromised after a recent legal amendment effectively cut off its direct funding source from the nation's oil money. The committee's funding structure now mirrors the troubled pre-2015 period, jeopardizing its role in ensuring transparency in petroleum revenue management, negatively hampering its ability to perform its crucial oversight responsibility on how Ghana's petroleum revenues are managed and utilized.
The Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC, established by the Petroleum Revenue Management Act, originally lacked a dedicated funding source. 2011 to 2015, its budget was charged to the Ministry of Finance's allocation, a system that proved ineffective and led to reliance on support from external organizations. The situation improved significantly from 2015 when the PRMA was amended under the first term of President Mahama, charging PIAC's budget directly to the annual budget funding amount, ABFA. According to a member of the committee, Richard Elima, this charge ensured stable and adequate financing for the committee's statutory mandate until December 2024.
Even in 2024, we had 100% of our budget being approved. Then in 2025, an amendment was done again. So government took out just 5% of the ABFA to take care of the District Assembly's Common Fund. And the entire 95% is now going into the big push. By passing that law, PIAC's funding was also subsumed in it. So currently we've gone back to the pre-2015 era where we had no source of funding.
The latest amendment to the PRMA has reverted this provision, leading to a significant budget cut. PIAC's approved 2025 budget of 4.6 million cedis is only 21.43% of its needs and 41.07% of its 2024 funding. According to the committee, the return to unstable funding is already negatively impacting its capacity to fulfill its mandate.
We are in October. We should have done more than 4 or 5 district engagements by now. We should have done some regional engagements. We should have met our constituent bodies. We also actually plan to have a zonal training for journalists across the country. All these activities have been put on hold because of lack of funding. For the benefit of Ghanaians, the funding that we get also includes the salaries, allowances, and other emoluments of our staff.
Now, millions of smallholder cocoa farmers in West Africa who produce the majority of the world's cocoa remain trapped in poverty despite recent soaring global prices, according to the 2025 Cocoa Barometer report. The report, launched by a consortium of civil society organizations, attributes the paradox to forward selling mechanisms that delay farm gate price increases and declining yields caused by aging trees and climate change. The report noted that farmer poverty is the root of virtually all sector problems, including deforestation and child labor. The barometer warns that the current price-driven production boom is causing new deforestation and will likely lead to oversupply and a price crash mirroring the situation in 2016. The report calls for urgent systematic action demanding fair pay, a global moratorium on cocoa-driven deforestation, and full transparency and co-decision-making power for farmers and women throughout the supply chain. Now, the National Development Planning Commission, NDPC, is calling for gender equality to be fully integrated into Ghana's sector and district medium-term development plans. The commission emphasizes that inclusive, gender-responsive planning is essential to achieving equitable national development. According to the Ghana Statistical Service, women make up over 51% of the population, yet hold fewer than 20% of decision-making positions nationwide. The NDPC believes closing this gap through data-driven planning will accelerate progress towards the Sustainable Development Goals. Speaking at the launch of a revised gender toolkit developed with GIZ, Acting Director General Dr. Audrey Smoke Amwa said the guideline will ensure all development policies consider the needs of both men and women.
We have long recognized that this vision remains elusive if the very blueprints of our development, our plans and budgets fail to consciously and systematically address the distinct needs, priorities and untapped potentials of our entire population, women, men, girls and boys. This toolkit, therefore, is far more than just a document to be added to our collection of documents on our shelves.
Chief Director at the Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council, Lillian Beaka, added that all assemblies under her jurisdiction will be required to align their new plans with the NDPC's gender guidelines.
Let me be clear, the 2026 to 2029 medium-term plans must be verifiably gender responsive. I know all my 29 MMDAs have submitted their plans to the NDPC, but then we still have a chance to make them gender responsive during our annual action plans, as you have already heard.
The NDPC says mainstreaming gender will help drive inclusive growth and ensure no one is left behind in Ghana's development journey. We'll bring you updates now from the currency and the commodities market.
On the interbank foreign exchange markets, the dollar is selling at 12 cedis 40 pesos. It lost a peso. The British pound is selling at 16 cedis 60 pesos. It also lost 9 pesos. The euro is selling at 14 cedis 39 pesos. It lost 10 pesos. However, we guided that these figures could be higher as the Forex Bureau knew. On the global commodities markets, Brent crude is trading at $62.39 per barrel. Gold is trading at $4,403.52 per ounce, up by $58.67. Cocoa is trading at $6,000 per ton, down by $149.
And those were updates from the currency and the commodities market, bringing an end to the business news on Sunrise. For more business stories, please visit our website at 3news.com/business. I am Michael Obodu. Thank you for listening. As always, please Stay safe. And ni manchadienche.
Charlie,
have a shame.
Longest time.
Yeah. Charlie Black Stars are getting
No. I feel them yesterday. Yesterday I was very skeptical. Mawena was very, supportive. It was emphatic about the victory. I was a bit skeptical because of what I have experienced in the past.
It is allowed. It is allowed.
Yes.
It's allowed.
So I was not alone. We're watching the football match with bated breath, especially after the first, half when they had just one goal, and even in the second half, you could see that Charlie. That thing they happen, but they happen. Then the second one came, then the third one came, then the fourth one, the fifth one.
What this is the Black Stars we are used to. As for the other one, we don't know.
The other one,
Will you say that the coach is finally settling in?
No, because
it's too early to go.
Because his minister said that if he goes and feels this one, he's going home.
It's okay.
The minister there has been consistent. He says he's not happy with the work done by the coach.
So you have to do KPIs and add terms and conditions. So to get to deliver. And then over to you.